I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 3.
I feel quite hungry!
No, wait, sorry. I played Sekiro 2.
Hesitation is defeat.
Also no. What I actually played is Knight's Path, a medieval action RPG made by 2 Czech developers, because apparently the Czech Republic has a legally binding obligation to keep producing medieval RPGs forever.
Huh?
And this time, it's third person and it does have dragons. And it looks suspiciously like Kingdom Come Deliverance if it suddenly decided to become a Soulslike. Say no more, I'm already in. Knight's Path completely flew under my radar, which is impressive considering it's being developed in my own country. Until a single word broke the internet. No. Under a gameplay trailer posted on X, someone jokingly commented, "I hope the game has some LGBTQ representation." The developers replied, "We care about gaming and fun, not modern agendas." And just like that, all hell broke loose. X, Reddit, YouTube, everyone suddenly had very strong opinions about a game they hadn't even played. Honestly, the devs couldn't have paid for better marketing if they tried. That one sentence did more than an entire PR campaign ever could. And suddenly, Knight's Path was everywhere. Now, as a massive Kingdom Come fanboy, I was immediately hooked by the similarities. Yes, it is fantasy. Yes, it's third person, but the focus is familiar. A living world, grounded combat, and a healthy dose of that beautiful, slightly unstable Euro-jank. And let's be real, if you're not hoping for at least some jank, are you even playing a small European RPG? So I started digging, and that's when I discovered something. The developers released a playable demo back in 2023 called Knight's Path: The Tournament. My Steam client barely had time to whisper Winter Sale before it was already downloading. So the real question is, will this game be actually good, or is it just riding controversy fumes? Let's get into it. As the name suggests, the demo is heavily combat focused. You fight through a series of tournament rounds against increasingly difficult opponents. Right at the start, the game warns you that the controller is recommended, but good news there. I ignored that completely and played the entire demo on keyboard and mouse without feeling handicapped. Not because the controls are perfect, but we'll get to that. You play as Ulrich, a guy who walks into a castle one day and decides he wants to join a tournament. Tiny problem, he has no weapon, no armor, and absolutely no plan. So your first quest is simple: get a sword. From the start, it's clear that the facial animations and voice acting are, serviceable.
I'm afraid not. The rules are clear. But if you can acquire a weapon, you're welcome to come back and register.
Nothing to write home about, but honestly, I couldn't care less. For me, gameplay is king. And in this demo, gameplay is the king. Also worth noting is that this is a 2.5-year-old build, so there is a good chance a lot has already changed. So after doing some light exploration and spending an unreasonable amount of time in the castle's latrine,
I'm tempted to start a competition with the local songbirds. They won't know what hit them.
Kingdom Come, you officially have competition here. I help a guard with a rat problem. Yes, very, very original. And finally, I'm allowed into the tournament. But before the fights begin, I'm trained by William, a castle knight who becomes my mentor throughout the roughly 2-hour demo. And this is where Knight's Path shows its hand. The combat system is basically Sekiro, with some Dark Souls DNA mixed in. From Sekiro it borrows attacking, parrying, dodging unblockable attacks. And from Dark Souls it takes an armor system that actually matters. To survive some later fights, and especially the final boss, you must upgrade your gear using money earned from winning duels. The demo is split into 3 tournament days. Each day you fight tougher opponents, you earn money, and you buy new gear. Each evening you train with William, you learn new techniques, and the game quietly prepares you to suffer. Both you and your enemies have health and posture bars, but your posture fills up much faster. If your posture breaks, the enemy gets a devastating hit, painful but rarely a one-shot. But when you break an enemy's posture, fight's over. It's an instant kill. You also need to react to 3 red, unblockable attacks. One is a classic Sekiro-style Mikiri thrust counter, easy enough. And the other 2, one requires dodging backwards, the other one requires dodging sideways. This is the backwards one. And this is the sideways one. I will personally award a prize to anyone who can reliably tell the difference within a half a second during combat. Because visually, good luck. Despite some jank, especially attacks occasionally refusing to chain after a dodge, The combat is genuinely fun, and if the system gets polished, it will absolutely be the game's biggest selling point. As you climb the ranks and earn money, you can buy new armor. Though weirdly, the inventory doesn't clearly show what's equipped, which led to a lot of unnecessary menu checking. It's a small issue, but one that should be fixed. On the final evening, you talk to William and choose why you entered the tournament. One option clearly sets the final boss fight to hardcore difficulty. I chose the option that actually acknowledged the story,
It's my mother. She's fallen ill.
which might hint at the full game's narrative, or it might just be a placeholder. Still, it was nice to see some attempt at mood and context. And then comes the final fight. The legendary undefeated champion, the mysterious knight in black armor. It's William. Of course it's William. Anyone who's ever touched a video game knew from minute one that the mentor would be the final boss. What I didn't expect was him to tear my ass from Alaska to Mexico. Even on the easier difficulty, this man is a difficulty spike the size of Mount Everest. He uses every mechanic you've learned. He never lets you breathe, regenerates both posture and health, and punishes every mistake. Swords and Ishin sends his regards. My winning attempt wasn't clean, it was more or less luck. He just happened to use the attacks I knew how to read. And then, the final insult.
You let me win. We both know that.
Excuse me? I do not want to meet the bosses that don't let me win in the final game. So, final verdict. Knight's Path the tournament is rough, there's jank, there are issues. But underneath that, there's something genuinely promising here. Based on this demo and the latest trailer, I don't think it will surpass Kingdom Come Deliverance in scope or success. But it absolutely looks like we're getting another solid Czech medieval RPG. And honestly, I'm hyped. I'll be following the game closely on the channel, and when it launches I'll be there day one for sure. So if you want more coverage, hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.